Rieccoci ragazzi, bentornati a tutti sul canale di Nico in Game. Con noi si è unito anche Barret, guardatelo qui, Lin e anche quell'altro ragazzo che abbiamo aiutato la volta scorsa. Ora dobbiamo recarci su Aquila City, ma quest'oggi vorrei dedicarmi a qualche attività secondaria. Qui c'è questo scienziato e direi di parlare subito con lui per vedere se ha da dirci qualcosa di interessante.
I'm sorry, I really can't afford to be distracted. I need to get to the bottom of this.
Qualcosa non va? Sembri preoccupato.
Yes, concerned is an understatement. I work for the scientific division of MAST. I've been studying this tree for quite some time, and it appears to be exhibiting some worrying signs. Are you familiar with this particular specimen? Do you understand its importance?
No, in realtà non capisco niente di botanica.
But I'm very good at listening to someone explain why some plant is unique.
What's so special about it? Why, everything. Look, I have a lot of work to do here. If you're just going to gawk, I'd ask that you move on. If you can actually assist me, however, I would appreciate it. I don't normally solicit help from random passersby, but it seems an exception is necessary. Would you be willing to retrieve some additional data for me?
Potrebbe interessarmi se ci guadagnassi qualcosa.
A mercenary, huh? Well,
No,
I'm
non
sure
sono
we
un
can work something
mercenario.
out.
È che non
So,
lavoro
are you
gratis.
on board?
Non faccio mica beneficenza. Comunque sarei felice di aiutarli.
Well,
Dai.
thank you. That's unexpected. There's a series of biosensors I've placed in various locations around New Atlantis, all calibrated to gather pertinent information. They've been running for long enough that I think it's time to collect and analyze their findings. If you would bring them to me, that would save time.
Ok. Trova i biosensori. Vi farò sicuramente tanti tagli, ragazzi, quindi.
Our whole office is getting moved to Gagarin.
Really?
Sapete bene come funzionano.
The well's been having brownouts all the time.
Quando si fanno queste missioni bisogna andare avanti e indietro, sopra e sotto, quindi ci si perde un po' di tempo. Siamo a 2. Tre. E questo?
Hey, are you looking for eggs too? I've only found one so far, but I want to find more before anyone else does. So if you see some, can you tell me?
Smama poppante. No, sto cercando biosensori, non uova.
Okay, well, if I see any of those, I'll tell you. And you can tell me if you find any eggs. Miss Seng over at UC Distribution bought the one I found, and she said she might buy more if I can find them. I could really use the credits.
Ma dai, ci mancava un sensore, ragazzi. Qualcuno l'ha preso. Senti,
Please, if you experience any issues in your dealings with the distribution center, let us know. We're always striving.
no, non mi interessa. When?
Welcome to UC Distribution. Now, before you say a word, I am required to inform you that formal complaints cannot be filed until the customer feedback system is back online. I have been told it'll be up and running in 2 weeks, but you know how these things are. I am sorry for any potential inconvenience. Also, if you're here about a corporate account, I've been assured that deliveries will be back on schedule soon.
C'è un equivoco. Di recente hai comprato un uovo da un ragazzino, mi serve.
Who, Jordan? That kid's in here every other day with some random thing he found, trying to get credits. Yeah, I took pity on him. Why? What is it?
Non è nulla, è cerpame che ho buttato via l'altro giorno.
That's so. Must mean something to you if you came looking for it. Well, you can have it back for what I paid for it, plus a little extra.
Perché dobbiamo
Let's
sempre
call it
mettere
a
soldi di tasca
contingency, shall
nostra? Vabbè, tiè.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Cos'è in vendita?
Oh, well, certainly.
Vediamo. Cazzo. Quasi quasi questo all'acquisto, ragazzi. E io ho qualcosa da vendere.
Right. Come back.
Vabbè, basta così. Allora, la nuova arma io direi anche di equipaggiarla, no? La mettiamo qua.
I need all of the biosensors
Senti,
of the
coso,
planets to be of any use. Any luck tracking down those sensors?
Ho qui i tuoi sensori.
So you do. Wonderful. I'll just take these, and we'll see what they have to tell us. All right, we'll just upload the data. Give it a moment. And just another moment.
Ma guarda, tanto non ho un cazzo da fare.
It is working, isn't it?
Non lo so, funziona.
Ah, there it is. What a relief. Now, let's see. This is... Well, it's... Oh my. Well, there's good news and bad news. The good news is that my suspicions were correct. There is something wrong with the tree. I will report my findings to MAST immediately with no small amount of satisfaction. The phrase, "I told you so," may even be uttered more than once.
Beh, mi fa piacere che le tue preoccupazioni fossero fondate.
Yes, it does feel good to be right. Particularly when others have attempted to convince you otherwise. Repeatedly. The bad news, as it were, is that the internal composition of the tree is changing. In this particular case, the tree is now regularly emitting ultra-low frequency sound waves. They're nearly imperceptible now, but they're growing in strength. This is something we've never observed before. Depending on how large these waves grow, consequences for the city could be disastrous. I must consult with my colleagues in MAST at once. Thank you for your assistance. I hope these credits are adequate compensation.
Torna più tardi da Cleto.
Thank you for your help retrieving the biosensors. These findings are
Cleto.
alarming. The data from... Let's hope that MAST takes these findings seriously. These findings are...
Che faccio nel frattempo? Mi giro i pollici? No, ci siamo, ragazzi. Se troviamo un posto per riposare, sederci. Una panchina. Barrett, non starmi così attaccato però, porca miseria.
It's a privilege to be able to work for the UC
Thank you for your help retrieving the biosensors.
Quanto devo aspettare?
Ah, well, isn't this a pleasant surprise? I hadn't expected to run into you again.
Stai ancora lavorando duramente?
Indeed I am. The success of my previous venture, with which you so kindly assisted, has been brought to the attention of MAST. There is growing concern. Oh my. A bit of an unintentional pun, isn't that? Well, concern that things are going to get worse. The data we gathered points to a definitive trend. The vibrations coming from this tree are increasing in strength and frequency. Because we've never seen this before, not on this scale, we have absolutely no idea what the upper limit is. We don't know when or even if this will stop. It's imperceptible by normal human standards now, but given time... While I hesitate to speculate on the possibilities, well, none of them are good.
Senti, se queste vibrazioni continuano ad aumentare di frequenza, come dici, potrebbero essere dannose per l'uomo.
Yes, and not just humans. All organic life will be affected. Low-frequency vibrations are not uncommon in this species. The vibrations help disperse nutrients throughout the tree. However, normally the vibrations are imperceptible. If the vibrations continue to increase in frequency and strength, prolonged exposure could lead to harmful and potentially deadly side effects. It's imperative we find a way to correct this. There is data regarding other, younger members of the species. Unfortunately, there are some, shall we say, personal issues with acquiring it. Personnel issues, if you understand me.
E adesso hai bisogno ancora del mio aiuto?
Not necessarily, but if you're offering your services, you've certainly proven to be reliable help in the past. One of the other researchers in MAST, Emilio Hadek, has research I believe could be vital to my work here. He and I don't see eye to eye, and so far he's refused to turn it over to me. I'm hoping that if someone else were to ask, he might be more inclined to relinquish it. What do you say?
Ho capito. Vuoi che lo strappazzi per bene e ne faccio una frittata.
I suggested nothing of the sort. Although, now that I think about it, I confess I wouldn't mind seeing that. Anyway, no. I just need his data. I am
Recupero
sure that
i
without
dati.
force, or
Sì,
the
sì.
threat of it. 90% sure. The last time I saw him, he was being assigned to sample collection out near the agricultural areas.
Zone
I'm sure
agricole,
we'll find him
capito.
there.
Hey, when you're not busy, let's chat.
Barrett vuole parlare. Vabbè, parliamo dopo, Barrett.
Working at the distribution center can be tiring.
Oh. Ah, eccolo qua.
Mind your step. Important research happening here. Could you stand a little to the left? I think you're blocking my readings.
Guarda, mi servono i dati di ricerca sugli alberi.
Trees. I see what's going on here.
Ti do un pugno in faccia. Lo vedi che me li dai i
It's not
dati.
happening. No. No way. Kelton is actively ruining my career. There's no chance that I'm helping him with anything. Whatever this thing is he's on about, he's just doing it to make himself look good with the higher-ups. I'm not helping him with that.
Proviamo empatia?
Yeah, that's all very touching. But cathartic or not, my career would still be in flames. He really won't let this go, will he? Maybe I can make this work in my favor. Okay, you know what? I'll hand over the data. but I'm only going to do so
Ma c'è un ma.
after you've helped me secure a better position in mast.
Cosa vuoi che faccia?
Oh, don't worry. You're just going to erase some files for me. Make sure I look good next time promotions get passed around.
Vabbè.
Wait, really? Wow. Okay. Okay.
You know, fine. What could go wrong?
I've gotten a few bad performance evaluations in the last
Cosa
couple of
potrebbe andare
years.
storto?
Totally unjustified,
Tante
incredibly
cose.
unfair. I found a backdoor into the mass network so I could make some changes to my personnel file, but it turns out the chief engineer knows what she's doing. The only way to get access is from the terminal in her apartment, which is kind of locked.
E se mi dessi i dati di Clayton qui e ora, evitando tutto il resto?
Sorry. That's
Non è
not on the
possibile.
table.
Consegna quei dati adesso.
I can't do that.
Posso farlo. Non è questo il modo di procedere.
From where I'm standing, kinda seems like it is.
La situazione è volatile, quei dati sono fondamentali.
I don't want to cause problems, really. Okay, look.
Sì.
Look. Just hear me out, all right? I really need this to happen. If you do this for me, I can make it worth your while. You delete that data, I get promoted, I'm pulling in a bigger salary. I can compensate you. I'll throw in some extra credits for you, okay? A nice little bonus. But first, you need to get into the chief engineer's apartment.
D'accordo, lo farò per i crediti, ma vedi di non fregarmi.
Oh, good. Thank God. You really had me on the ropes there. Listen, this will be good for the both of us, okay?
Manipulating data is going to be good? No, I don't buy it.
Then it's a good thing your partner over there is making all the decisions, isn't it? Just get in, access her terminal, delete the files, and get out. Really simple.
Se è così semplice, perché non lo fai tu?
Best of luck out there.
I know now isn't the best time.
Your first day tomorrow?
Yeah, I officially passed
Oh,
my
sì.
certificate.
Allora, facciamo questa cosa al volo, ragazzi. C'è qualcuno?
No, now isn't the best time.
Fatto. Ci ho messo un attimo. Ma andiamocene prima che qualcuno ci sgammi.
At least you're a distraction from work.
Oh, e basta con quella cartellina.
You have some
Senti.
good news for me?
Sì, ho fatto.
They sure are. I took a peek on the network, saw that things have updated. Great job. You came through for me, so now I'll do the same for you. This slate has all the data Kelton needs. And because I am a man of my word, here are the extra credits I promised.
Ok.
If we keep running into each other like this, you might as well be put on the mast payroll. I hope you have the data. It's really quite crucial.
Ho i dati, stai tranquillo. Sei in debito con me.
If it's all the same to you, I'd prefer to go on not knowing. I'm sorry if this was complicated. I'd prefer to remain unaware of the details in the event that it comes up later, particularly in a legal setting. And I suppose I'd better verify the data to make sure Emilio didn't double-cross me. But you have once again come through for me. I'm truly hoping that this is the last piece I need to figure out what we can do.
Sto solo facendo la mia parte.
And I appreciate it. Thank you for your assistance.
Livello 16. Torna più tardi da che... Ragazzi, non ne usciamo più da questa situazione.
The data on this slate could vary. Thank you again for getting the data from Emilio. I know he can be a pain. I couldn't have gotten this slate without your help. Thank you. I need some time to verify. Again.
No, devo aspettare ancora. Che palle. Barrett, non starmi attaccato, te l'ho già detto, dopo parliamo. Levati dai coglioni.
Oh, I was hoping we might run into one another again. Your timing is most fortuitous. I'm on the verge of something, but I don't quite have all the information I need.
Finché puoi pagare ti ascolto.
Actually, Mast would be paying, but I see your point and assure you that you will be compensated for your time. Of course, now that I understand more about what's going on, it seems plain as day, and yet I never would have imagined it before. The tertiary trunks have also liquefied their interiors, but they're not vibrating. I thought perhaps it was some sort of defect, but it's much simpler. They're listening.
Cosa significa?
It means it is ready to reproduce. I believe this tree is sending vibrations out over massive distances and expecting to detect sympathetic vibrations in return. As of yet, there's been no response. I suspect that will not change, that a response is impossible, and that's very, very bad news.
Guarda, pare che sia arrivato il momento di abbattere quest'albero, perché mi sono rotto i coglioni.
I believe that reaction is premature. There's still one thing I'd like to try. Now, as of yet, there has been no response. And clearly, none of the nearby individuals are a correct match. While it can't be ruled out that the intended recipient of these messages was cut down during the city's expansion, there is one other possibility. Over 100 years ago, the United Colonies and the Freestar Collective emerged from the Narian War. As a gesture of peace and goodwill, a near-literal olive branch, one of the trees from New Atlantis, was offered to the leaders of Aquila City.
Ma non mi sembra che sia stato molto utile a lungo termine.
No, nor in the short run, as it turned out. Of course, you can't just uproot a native species and plunk it down on some other planet in a totally different environment and expect it to grow. Clearly, no exobotanists were consulted ahead of time. The end result was wholly predictable. The tree died within a few short years.
E si è arrivati a un punto morto.
Clever, but no, not necessarily. The tree died, yes, but branches were kept. At least one still exists in the museum there in the city. If I had that branch, I could get DNA samples, and then using various data I've gathered, I could attempt to simulate a response. We could then broadcast that response and hopefully calm down our friend here. But, as I say, I need that branch.
Cioè, devo entrare in un museo e recuperare il ramo? Va bene.
I knew you would understand. The museum in Aquila City is under the supervision of one Miss Kassler, I'm told. I don't know anything about her, but hopefully she'll be willing to listen to reason and assist our cause. All right, off you go. We don't have any time to waste.
Ecco. Quindi di conseguenza, ragazzi, mo dobbiamo andare qua. E qui non siamo mai stati. Ok, ragazzi, che ci dovevo comunque venire qui, però ad Aquila City intendo. Però non mi aspettavo di venirci ora, facendo questa missione, intendo. Vabbè, atterriamo.
Same as I was a few moments before you asked. Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm worried about you. That time.
Dobbiamo parlare con Sam. Perché dobbiamo andarci con Sam qua, ragazzi. Ma magari lo faremo nel prossimo episodio, cioè nel senso, adesso voglio terminare questa questione dell'albero e cazzi e mazzi. Altrimenti non ne usciamo più.
Hold it. By order of Marshal Daniel Blake, I need to inform you we've got some trouble at Gal Bank. Folks might be in danger, so you may want to steer clear.
Beh, se ci sono persone in pericolo voglio fare qualcosa.
Guess that'd be the Marshal's call. Frankly, it ain't going well. Looks to be a stalemate. Maybe a little outside help would do some good.
Un lavoro andato storto. Capo dei rapinatori. No.
Looks like a quaint town, but it's got problems as big as any other city.
Ci parleremo al prossimo episodio con lo sceriffo, ragazzi. Sì, lo so, a quanto pare c'è una rapina in corso, ci sono dei criminali abbastanza pericolosi, però io sono venuto qui solo per fare una cosa specifica. Prendere questo cazzo di ramo. Senti, vorrei parlarti di un ramo. Stai zitta, mi serve un ramo.
I assume you're somehow associated with the United Colonies. I've received some odd messages of late. Most in the collective aren't overly fond of MAST or the UC in general. I tend to share that sentiment. Lost a cousin in the colony war, you know.
Mi
I
dispiace.
understand your hesitance, but this has nothing to do with the UC or the FC. There's a chance that people could get hurt.
Don't try and lecture me, please. Well, I'm afraid you've wasted your time because I'm not authorized nor particularly inclined to release any of our pieces. That includes 100-year-old tree branches. Sorry, but it's staying in storage.
Let's talk. When you have time, of course.
Convinci Leo, ruba il ramo. Ma è difficile. Cazzo.
Everything you see here. Hi. Please feel free to have a look around.
Persuadi.
I hear what you're saying, but I'm afraid it's out of the question.
Lo riporterò indietro quando avrò finito.
I guess it couldn't hurt.
Se non ottengo quel ramo, le cose potrebbero essere disastrose per la gente di Nuova Atlantide.
I'm no fan of the UC, but I still don't want anyone to get hurt. I can't believe I'm doing this. Please,
È stato facile. Meno male. Allora, consegniamo il ramo a Clinton, coso, sperando che non abbia altro da dirci o da farci fare, e poi torniamo qui perché c'è una rapina in corso, li vedo molto tesi questi, quindi andiamo e torniamo.
I hope Aquila City has what we need. Have you paid a visit to Miss Castler in Aquila City?
Guarda, lo rivolgo indietro quando avrei finito.
Yes, yes, of course. I'll see that it is returned to her in one piece. Well, perhaps my
Non farla a pezzi.
Now, I just need a moment to analyze this and synthesize an audio response to our friend here. All right, so we'll feed in a sample.
Ma quante volte devo aspettarlo, sto stronzo.
Extrapolating the size and structure.
Hai fatto?
So, we now have a simulated response to our tree. All that's left is to play it.
Guarda, cantare non è una mia specialità, ma posso provarci.
Oh, I'm quite certain you couldn't achieve the necessary register. Far too low for human vocal cords. I've been forced to listen to this SSNN kiosk chatter incessantly this entire time. I think it could be put to better use. We don't have time to go through the proper channels, but if you can find a terminal and get this uploaded into their system, it might do the trick.
A me pare illegale.
Perhaps, but desperate times, and all that. Certainly, if you have some other option, by all means, take advantage of it. But if not, well, this is our only option at the moment.
Vabbè, ci penso io.
I have no doubt that you will.
I'm not supposed to talk to strangers.
You can't go in. You just can't.
But Dave...
SSNN is doing what it can. It's just that people are hard to reach these days. It makes it harder to relay drama. If you're ever thinking...
Fatto? Nessuno ci ha visti? Ok.
We've done it! I'm already seeing reductions in the strength of the vibrations. The tree is calming down. I can hardly believe that worked.
Ma pensavo fosse sicuro che avrebbe funzionato.
I did my best, but it's not magic. There are no guarantees.
E adesso che succede?
I don't know.
Ah, non lo sai?
We've been in uncharted territory this whole time. That doesn't stop
Oh,
now.
basta, Oh, finita
With
qui.
the immediate crisis hopefully over, I can slow down and review everything we've learned. And certainly, I'll be keeping a much closer eye on our friend going forward. And you have saved this tree and advanced our scientific knowledge of our environment. Noble work across the board. You have my gratitude and that of every citizen in New Atlantis.
Ce l'abbiamo fatta. Ragazzi, non pensavo che questa missione mi avrebbe preso tutto questo tempo, però ce l'abbiamo fatta, dai, abbiamo guadagnato un po' di crediti. Andiamo ad Aquila City, subito. E qui ci fermiamo, ragazzi. Qua c'è già Sam che ci sta aspettando. Anzi, parliamo con Barrett, che è un'ora e mezza che ci vuole parlare. Per me, cos'è? Grazie.
Of course. I was walking by it and I thought, hey, what the heck? Why not? Anyway, I figured you might have a use for it.
Cos'è? Ti ringrazio.
Don't worry about it. If I see anything on our next expedition to a planet, then I'll hang on to it for you.
Gentilissimo. Frittura aliena. Al salto. Munizioni. Un kit medico. No, frittura aliena. Vabbè ragazzi, dai, c'è una rapina in corso qui, ma vedremo un po' la situazione, eccetera. Al prossimo episodio. Voi come sempre fatemi sapere la vostra, lasciate like, condividete, iscrivetevi al canale, sempre se vi fa piacere. E noi ci vediamo alla prossima. Ciao a tutti.